I'm so psyched for this training. This is such a great time of year. We just entered into fall equinox, and we're going to spend the fall season really preparing for success in the year to come. And we're going to look at the spiritual principles of success, and we're going to start with a little review. So, what is your story of success? So we want to redefine that based on you and not someone else's story. It all starts here. So answering these very simple questions, which I adopted from one of my spiritual teachers, Richard Rudd. In his teachings, he simply says this: can you answer yes to these three questions? Do you do something you love? Are you happy in your relationships? Do you feel healthy in your body? Right? So if it's a yes to all three of these questions, then you're already a success, right? You're already prosperous. How you define fulfilled, happy, and healthy is totally up to you. And you are the only one that can determine that. You know it when you feel it. So we answer the questions honestly, but then it really allows you to see, how can you ever compare yourself to anyone else's definition of success if this is the core and what it comes down to? So you can shift what you thought success had to look like, because it's like, oh, you know what? Actually, success is me being in joy, feeling bliss in every moment, being in the pure, unbound presence of every moment, calling in pleasure, embodying happiness, playfulness, being a field of love and support for others. You can literally now be, vibrating in that frequency. So you can call in success in every moment, right? Like I can literally be vibrating in the frequency of love out into the field. And how do I do that? Is knowing that deep inside there's an inner peace, saying like everything's going to work out. That is the belief. Everything always does work out perfectly. So as I serve, I'm always fully supported. I feel safe, and I'm always held. I'm always taken care of. That is success. Instead of this unconscious vibration that you have to find success outside of yourself according to someone else's definition. So the next step was to grow your own success roots, right? And this is really about calling in fertility, right? So in these three areas, calling in fertility for your projects, your business projects, your relationships, and your health. And you get to direct your awareness at that. So I invite you to do an exercise, a ritual called I call it the cornucopia exercise. I developed this in my own practice, and it's become so meaningful for me. And it's really a practice to just flood your body with active appreciation for all that you have harvested this year. And the cornucopia symbolizes both abundance and gratitude, and it's also about generosity. So it's what have you harvested, and then giving that away freely, giving your bounty away, right? You emit the most magnetic frequency when you are vibrating in generosity and gratitude. You become a very, very charismatic person. And that's key for success. So I invite you to take a look at that ritual. And then the last thing to review is, again, this understanding of how you relate to success and failure. Do you relate to success and failure in the same way, right? This is the way you get to literally retrain and recalibrate your nervous system to what it actually means to be successful. Are you prosperous? You're answering yes to those three questions. And then you can start to see, well, even when you fail, how does it apply to becoming happier, healthier, How can this apply to your projects going forward? This is how you call in that fertility into, your relationships, right? Things become so enriching for you when you start to see that you're bridging the gap between how you currently relate to failure and how you relate to success. They're both an opportunity to celebrate. You get to celebrate the contrast, and you get to embody and you get to integrate both so that you continue to build on your success. So let's drop into the spiritual principles of success. There are 5. I adapted this from the teachings of Yogi Bhajan, and then pieces of it from Napoleon Hill. So it's really, it's kind of a distillation to call fertility, specifically in the area of business. This is what we're going to look at right now. So 5 principles. Number 1, know the aim. What does that mean? You and your aims, right? So you have your life, and then you have your aim in life. And the question is, are they fully expressed in the same direction, right? So you have your life, and you're living in this life, and then you have this aim. And if they're not pointed in the same direction, if they're not congruent, then you're lost, right? So how do you get to the point where you're like, yes, my life, my aims for life, they're heading in the same direction. It's a very specific way that you get to channel your energy. And the most successful people have this deep understanding. They understand that there has to be congruence here, and it's so exciting. So what do you get to do? Make a contract with your life. Start with your life. Get super committed, devoted, and diligent, clean and clear energy on what you represent, right? When was the last time you did that? I mean, do you sit down, make a contract with yourself for your life? What does that look like? Like, here's an example. Diane, I will serve you. I will love you unconditionally. Even those parts that feel neglected, or the little tangy parts of myself, I will support you. I am devoted to graciously accepting all that you are. I will be patient. I will commit to my projects. Right? So grab your journal and start to iron this out. What is the contract you're making for your life? And then the next piece is writing out your definite chief aim. That's what Napoleon Hill called it. Every successful person has a definite chief aim. So with regard to your business, it's answering a couple of simple questions, right? How much money do you want to acquire? And because, this is what we do. We reach out, we give a service, and we understand there's a value exchange for that service. And the value that we exchange for that service has everything to do with what we're offering the world and our ability to receive, our worthiness. So again, it's that contract with yourself. And what service or plan do you have in place to acquire the money that you want to bring in? And you cultivate this definite aim. So you can use a few prompts to write out a document. So you've got your contract full and complete, because you're going to write out your definite aim. And it's going to be very specific, short. It's going to be, crystal clear, right? This is about clarity. So you can see, okay, this is what I want, and this is how I know my gifts are going to impact the planet in the greatest way, right? Your ability to receive, and what is the value you're going to offer the planet. Claim it's done. And this is so key. You're claiming it's done. It wouldn't be in your field if it wasn't possible. You are possible, and you pull in this aim based on the gifts that you hold. your contract with yourself helps you elevate and develop those gifts every single day and being diligent and committed to them. And you're co-creating with the divine. It's already done. So it's just a matter of pulling it into form. You want to determine this exchange, right? So you're defining clearly, what you get to give in service to receive. What is the service you're offering so that you can receive? Look at, who benefits, right? Who's the person benefiting from your service, and what do they desire most? Get it down. Look at these answers. Put it on paper. Affirmation that's already done, so huge. And then you're going to sign it, and you're going to date it. And then you have your complete contract, right? Now you've got your aim. You've got your aim in life, and it equals your life itself, right? And note any incongruence there and adjust accordingly. So it's like the example of, let's say, your definite aim in life is to be able to work from anywhere in the world. But your life is running a brick and mortar business. There's some incongruence there, right? If your definite aim is to be location free, but you have a brick and mortar that's the way that you serve, then you get to adjust that. So does your definite aim line up with your life? And then vice versa. If your definite aim is to build, a multi-million-dollar company that is founded on impacting and giving women tools to be leaders, and you're not committed to that in your own daily practice, right? Are you showing up and giving yourself the tools to be the best leader that you can be, right? So look at what is the contract you've made with yourself, and that gets to be in support of your aim. So it's pretty easy to see, and then they get to be in the same direction, and then you flood your body, right? So now you've got this contract, you've written it out. Grab an image that really inspires you, paste it on the document, put it somewhere you can see it every single day, read it, and ignite yourself, right? Embody that, get the movement in, do an energy shakeout, and feel the words. Feel them deep into your body. Let it resonate. Let it speak to you, and move that, rotate out the picture, like continue to stimulate your senses through this. This is powerful. This is your anchor. Number 2 of the 5 principles is fame. Fame is really like Yogi Bhajanos like to rhyme. So it's like have your aim, and then what do you do when you get the fame? Is really what are you going to do when you become successful? If you don't prepare for your success, then what are you really aiming at? It's like the failure. It's like constantly planning to fail. What's going to happen when we don't achieve the goal, and what does that look like, and the worry and the anxiety kick in. And remember, this is what you plan for in the highest vibration of knowing that it's already done. So visualize it, okay? In fine, specific detail. You are living in this success. You have already achieved it. You can project out. You can do a visualization exercise. If you want to get all the details down, be specific in every area of your life. Like, what does this look like? What's going on in your relationships with this success here? Your health, your business, your finances, your spirituality. Because success, it brings demands. Things are going to change, right? People that used to like you aren't going to like you anymore. You're not going to be accepted in the same circles that you were before. You're going to outgrow certain paradigms that you used to think you fit into. And you have to adjust accordingly for that. So journal on the following questions, like how does your life change? What are your new demands? Because that's what you plan for. and then what is your relationship with this success? So again, going back to those 3 questions, but now you're going to be defining it on a different level. And this allows you to expand your capacity to receive, because you're already visualizing like the vision beyond the vision. It's like, I'm looking to achieve this, but then I've already gotten it. So then what does that look like? And you're just opening up that container, literally on a cellular level. You are opening yourself up to expand. Huge. So make a list, right? Make a list of your prep plan, like based on your answers. What are you doing? What are you doing to prepare yourself every single day, mentally, physically, spiritually, so that you are in the cleanest energy and you can move about your day moment to moment so cleanly, so clearly, and it becomes effortless, that you're embodying success in every moment. Number 3 is pay attention to the little things. And this is it, right? Like, success is maintained by the attention you pay to the details. And it's about developing your capacity to hold your attention on those things that are going to be most fruitful, that are going to serve you and your business and your prosperity most. Attention is our greatest commodity. And so we get really, really crystal clear on where we're paying it, right? Where we pay our attention to is the single best way to have the most massive return on our investment. And this is an executive mind, and there's an additional training that I do on this that we will work through over the next 3 months. So you're strengthening your executive mind by understanding what you pay your attention to, and what the return on that investment of your attention is going to have. It's all energy, right? Where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you're paying attention to comparing yourself to others, you're paying attention to complaining, if you're paying attention to competing, being worried, being anxious, other people are getting a piece of your pie, all of these things, a ton of energy. And what do you get back from the field? The same. So another practice to help you hone in just in the tangible around paying attention is a practice I call the 22-minute deadline, right? All of the pressing to-dos and all this stuff, and this is really about executive mind training. All these things you have to do that you think you have to get done on a deadline. Like, we're in this man-made time construct. So we think we have all these places we need to be at and in the schedule, and it's heavy, right? Like, you feel the weight of that, and that's okay. That's life. It's normal. And in this dimension, this is how society is constructed. So how do we survive in this dimension? It's actually when we have an understanding that it is just one dimension, that's when we can bend time.
I haven't seen you in forever.
And
How you been?
it's such a beautiful practice.
Yeah.
It's really
But I'm working in Baconic Landing, and
reinstall the natural rhythm that really we understood as kids.
You moved away.
And when we're doing what we love, there is no time or space. We're just in it, and you create this magnified electromagnetic field around you that you're in such a flow that you just become efficient because you're loving what you're doing.
good and bad,
So you've got all these things to do, and you spend
nothing is really perfect.
God knows how much time worrying about getting it done,
Give you the money.
trying to organize yourself to get it done, procrastinating about it because you don't really want to do it.
If they're
And
giving
it's
you
like,
money to do it,
and it
there's
never
gotta
gets
be
done, and then you beat
serious
yourself
headaches
up, and that
involved.
takes time, and that takes energy, and so on and so forth. But you shift your energy into a state of like,
the job, whether
I'm
a real
excited
at some point.
that I get to get these things done, and
Be
you
well.
start to move differently. And set a timer, 22 minutes, right? Get everything you need to get done in 22 minutes. Why 22 minutes? Well, in yogic science, that's the master's number. 22 minutes is the time where your physiology starts to come into alignment and you create some mental integration. Around 22 minutes is where your three minds, the negative mind, the positive mind, and the neutral mind, start to kind of work together, and this mental integration changes to create a beautiful rhythm and harmony about what you're doing. So you're more focused within this time frame from a physiological standpoint. Okay, so you're not leading with like your negative mind, oh, I don't want to do this stuff, over the other, right? It's not positive mind like I have all the time in the world, it's too carefree. You're really in this neutral place where you can see from a 30,000 foot view, this is what I need to get done. I'm excited about it. Boom. 22 minutes. Complete everything on your list. The things you felt were so pressing, the things you were so worried about. Now you got 22 minutes. You don't have time to worry, right? This is simply so that you can see when you set your own electromagnetic field in a purposeful and powerful way, you get a lot of shit done, right? You drop the worrying, drop the complaining, drop any of the resistance you had to doing it, and it's the energy, that energy drains you, right? So now you're just taking that energy that you were draining and directing it toward this, getting things done in a very intentional way, and it's very high vibration. It is in flow. Like I said, getting back to kind of how you were when you were a kid, and you're just in flow with a task. And drop the self-importance around the tasks too, right? Like you're not the only one getting everything done. It is being done through you at the pace that your human nervous system can actually sustain it. So you release a little bit of that control. You allow the divine to kind of lift you, work through you, move through you. Your neurology starts to literally shift, and you start shooting signals from your brain to your nervous system that increase your efficiency. And we're talking musculoskeletal efficiency, the actual rate at which you're moving, but also the rate at which your neurons are firing. You increase your neuron velocity, you actually increase your ability to get things done, you actually increase your intelligence. Powerful stuff. Set a timer, you grab your list, you go, and you notice what you notice. And you just put that into practice. Okay. Number 4, spiritual principle. Don't clash with success. You want to keep success high. There's like such simple rules here, and you just simply get to put these into daily practice. Make this a part of your new belief system. Adopt them and embody them. Don't put other successful people down, right? And every time you do, every time you catch yourself like thinking that thought or poo-pooing that other successful person, you get to go through and use your energy exfoliation steps to heal it and bring it back full circle and into alignment, right? Like, oh, interesting, I'm noticing I'm having this thought that, she's better than me. Ooh, where is that coming from? Oh, it's this old belief that I have that I'm not enough. Oh, my sweet little girl is just feeling scared. She's feeling unsafe. She's feeling she doesn't have enough. And you allow it. Just you're not trying to shut down the thought. You allow it to be there. You understand where it's coming from. You accept it. You embrace it. That's the healing. And then you decide from there, well, what's really true? What would be in best support of me right now? And then you can start to see like, oh, actually, what's really true is that when I keep others successful, I'm successful. Number 2 is deprogramming yourself from this like societal story, like that there's not enough for everyone. That is like a collective fear, and that's intense. We've all kind of been given this, like generation through generation. It's been ingrained. Like you have to fight to get a piece of that pie because it's not enough for everyone, not enough to go around. So it's a great ritual that I practice about, and it's really about waking up from this nightmare of grabbing for security. Like, life is deeply insecure. And once we can understand there's no tomorrow, there's no guarantee, there's no anything, it's actually really, really freeing. It's really relieving when we understand that we cannot get success in order to feel safe, right? We cannot reach for things outside of ourselves in order to fill up and feel safe, because there's no guarantee in life. Everything changes, right? The only constant we have is knowing that everything is unknown and we can't control it. What we can control, though, is our attitude toward it. So here's a great practice. Wake up every morning and set this intention for yourself. There are really three things you want to set into your intentions. And the first one is, there's no tomorrow, only today. Right? Just wake up, breathe in. There's no tomorrow, only today. And check in with your body. So it's going to feel a little scary at first, like, oh my God, but you want to stay with it. It's just an experiment. If there's only today, are you going to spend your time worrying about getting a piece of the pie? If there's only today, how will you open yourself up to whatever life has right now for you? Right? There is such a beautiful gift in this freedom. It's like, once you become completely aligned with the reality that life is so insecure, that if there is no tomorrow, all you have is this moment. You get to stop chasing the illusion of this security, right? And you get to build that interior security in your own heart. And that's powerful, right? Because the more you can build that security in your own heart, the more adventurous, the more playful, the more excited you become about the changing world around you. So it's rewiring your neurology and your relationship with the unknown. It now is in your neurology that it's actually really exciting and adventurous and to not know, right? Now I get to live in adventure versus, oh my God, fight or flight, I'm freaking out. There's no tomorrow, and that excites me. The second thing is, the universe is conspiring for me. Try that on. Try that on for 21 days. Just try that on and see how it feels. Instead of the neurotic, everybody's out to get me and I have to get a piece of the pie. How's that working for you? Is that really true? What about just practicing pronoia instead of paranoia, right? It's the same energy either way. I adopted this prayer from Tosha Silver and made it my own, and it's beautiful. And I every day just say, today, Divine Mother, the divine, whoever you're calling in, will show me the way. I'm open to all her messages of support. I am always fully supported. I will cleanly move in total faith, knowing that her force of love will guide me and aid me and support me in every area of my life today, no matter what. Versus, oh my God, what do I have to do to protect myself today? I'm all alone. I'm scared. I have to find this security outside of me. And the last thing is just simply make again this commitment to yourself. I practice feeling secure. I practice feeling free, feeling relieved. If that is your inner practice, then now say, okay, I get to commit to taking advantage of every opportunity to make that true for me today. That I feel safe, that I feel relaxed, relieved, free, peaceful. You move through totally secure. Okay. And And that really, I mean, when you have the ability to like fully love the unknown and you create your own sense of inner security, then you have no reason to ever compare yourself to anybody else. There's no threat, and you get to really truly come from a place of the purest energy and wanting to lift other people up, because we all rise together, right? You don't have to compare. If you're comparing, if you're so busy looking at other people's success, then you're not paying attention to your own success. And the more successful we all are, so you're in this energy now of expansiveness because you have this inner security, then we rise together. That is the cosmic law. Right? There's more than enough to go. Of course, look at the abundance all around us. There's more than enough money and opportunities, and just there's so much bounty, so much meaning on the planet. And we conspire with, the universe is conspiring for us, and we just have to open up and receive it. Last principle. Be you. It's so easy, right? If you can't be you, then you won't even enjoy being successful. Right? Because if you're pretending to be somebody else and then defining your success based on somebody else's definition, then you achieve it, you're still going to feel like shit. So best practice, develop and strengthen trust in yourself. Start with that. Like, how deeply can you trust yourself? Because successful people, they implicitly trust themselves. They embody their work. Again, it's that congruence. And they notice when it's uncomfortable, and they use that as a sign. They get curious about that discomfort. They also, it's this understanding of dropping into this second position. It's being able to see yourself through other people's eyes, not as a way of, oh my God, I care so much what other people think of me, but more as like a way to be charismatic and saying, how are people and things around me responding to my energy? And then you get to adjust course, right? It's a way to honor yourself over and over again and develop this tremendous charisma, because you start to see innocently how people view you and receive you. When you see through their eyes, that is valuable information that you can take in. Say, I know my life, I know my aim, I know my purpose. How are people receiving that, and how can I continue to cultivate that? You get out of alignment, right, when you have this goal and you do the work, but you forget about you, right? To come back, you do, again, that commitment, like the consistent work on yourself, assessing where you're at, supporting your own self-worth, cleaning, cleansing, nourishing your body, moving your body, self-love, self-romance, graciousness, all get to be a part of this. And you don't remove yourself from the success equation, right? You can have a successful business, but if you, again, now are failing in your relationships and your health, then is that success, right? And your business will only grow to the level that you are being. And you can't outwork that, right? So it all gets to work. That's prosperity. You don't remove yourself from the success equation. Do the work on you. Connect to your work by allowing it to come forth from your soul, and ask yourself the following questions. Is what I'm offering my clients, my customers, my employees, is what I'm offering true for me? Do I live that? Do I reflect that? Do I practice what I preach? Right? Does my personal energy match what I'm trying to convey in my business? Is what I want to create the best use of me, my gifts? Do I love what I do? Does it feel amazing? What would nourish me the most? Do I have the energy for this? Okay, so those are the 5 principles of success. Now, you have your life and aim contract. you have determined that they're congruent. You are in the energy of appreciation for like all the bounty this year, all that you've harvested, all the wisdom, all the sticky parts too, because success and failure are the same for you, and you've harvested that, and you've generously given away your blessings, your love, your forgiveness, and you've created space. Space is a prosperity magnet. So you create space to bring in, right? You can't get more if you're filled up, cluttered with stuff, right? And you've assessed your inner landscape, right? Like, where have you paid your attention this year? And you're now practicing trusting yourself. You're committed, and you've prepared for your success. So what are the next steps? Fall equinox, okay? The next 3 months, you're looking at what do you desire to bring forth for the next calendar year, right? What is your theme for the year? And it's starting to contemplate on this question so that we can then head into the calendar year with very, very clear intentions for the business. Contemplate on it. Have fun with this over the next 3 months. Really, journal every day in the morning. Any words that come through, set intentions at night to go to bed, and ask the divine and ask your guardian angels to co-create with you, to call in for you what your theme is going to be for the year, and the words that come through, write down like what they mean for you. This is totally an uncensored, outer limit practice of you trusting yourself implicitly, invoking from the divine, right? The complete next level of your expansion. This word that you land on will shape your entire year. And you're going to see this word as the sphere, right? The circle of light for which all of your next year intentions are going to gather. And it's so powerful. So over the next 3 months, you're going to walk with these words as they download. You're going to invite the energy of each of them into yourself. Direct them inward. Try them on. See how they land for you in your system. Close your eyes. Notice the feelings. Notice the images that word brings up for you, and just continue to ask yourself, what is my guiding word for the year? And then we're going to play with that as we come into the actual new year. So those are the spiritual principles of success. Complete the guide, go through the practices, and we're going to work this the next 3 months. It's so magical. Much love.